Aquarius new moon is very much so giving grease lightning. It's electrifying. This is the prime time for you to set your new year intentions, for you to do your new year resolutions, for you to really try to align some things that you want to see transform for yourself throughout the year, because this is where the good gets good. Is that a thing? I don't know. But this is where the going gets good. The Aquarius new moon is January 29th at 7:36 a.m. CST time. Adjust your own schedule for where you at. 10 degrees of Aquarius. 10 is actually Saturn or Capricorn. And Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius. So this is like some dual energy for us as far as future endeavors, but also solidification of whatever it is that we need to let go of in our past ideologies of ourselves in order to propel into the future. This is the first new moon in Aquarius that we've had since Pluto moved into Aquarius for its long haul of the next 20 years. So it's going to be removing any of the polluted processes that we've had and start diluting them with our insights and our inspirations. Aquarius is the future seer, is the innovator, is the far off planet. Their downloads and their visions don't come true immediately, but if they can figure out how to facilitate the energy to pull it down from the future space into materializing it now in their current energy, that's where they find more success. Aquarius's modern ruler is Uranus, and it goes direct in Taurus the next day. So we have January 29th, Aquarius new moon, and then January 30th, we'll have Aquarius going direct um, as the ruler of Aquarius. So there's going to be rapid change, lots of expansion. Envision needing to have your shit together because the plane is getting ready to leave. They are getting ready to close that big door. They've called your name multiple times throughout the airport, and now it's time for you to either be there or get left and have to pay that rescheduling fee. Um, where are you being illuminated? Where are you considering yourself weird or strange? That's actually your key to activation and upheaval and success and reprise. So tap more into it, wear it more valiantly, wear it more boldly. That one thing that you feel doesn't fit into the room or fit into the box is exactly what the room needs. The gods are saying under this Uranus energy, this Aquarius weirdo energy, I've given you everything that you needed to be successful here on earth, to reach new levels here on earth. Now it's up to you. I've gotten you on the pathway, the highway of life. Now you must activate and get it done. This is going to be kind of an initiation gate of sorts, where you are inspired by things that you've been inspired by before, but you just didn't have the confidence or you didn't want to show your face. The TikTok ban. Now, yes, you can go watch my other video that I released the day of the TikTok ban, but now here I am even having to eat my words about anything that I said about the TikTok ban. That was very on brand with Aquarian energy, because the weirdos of society, the normal people in human society, humanitarianism, are saying no. We thrive with TikTok. We're able to grow communities with TikTok. People are able to make money with TikTok. It's better for the greater good. It's better for the group. That's Aquarius energy. And so Pluto in Aquarius, we're also in a Pluto return for America. So we're shifting our gears as far as our leaders and our government and the people who, are sitting in control. And never get it twisted, our government studies astrology as well. And they have people who are telling them to say, do whatever they're going to do, aligned with what's happening with the astrological placements. But the government tried to say, no, we're not going to do that. A collective group of old people tried to tell the future new young people of the world what was going to happen with the platform, and it was capsized. Now, yes, we know there's some more legalities to it. There's some conspiracy to it, whatever, what have you. But in a blink of eye, Uranus going direct, Aquarius being lightning oriented. In a blink of an eye, it went from, oh no, you guys can't have this, to, okay, we'll give y'all some access. Okay, we'll do what y'all want us to do. because we see how it positively impacts the greater good of the community, of humanity, which is, again, very on brand with Aquarius. So after the Aquarius new moon, you may feel as if you've been jolted into a new timeline, like you've been electrocuted into some new activations, like you ask and it is given, what's her name? I Dream of Jeannie, you blink and it's already here. Stay grounded. I've been telling my clients in my Patreon community for the last year or so, this is where you need to ground yourself. This is where it's like, oh shoot, I've been asking for it, and now it's all coming in like a windfall. Life is so much better when you are delusional. So instead of you paying attention to what's going on the main stage and being afraid and being frightened by what's going on with the main stage, be grateful that you're in the know, and you can choose delusion. You can choose, I don't have to pay attention to this. And delusion is when you are being unapologetically you, and you're being detached from the situation, with which Aquarius prides themselves in being detached. And then you can create your own world that actually better suits you. Overall, we're going to have an evolution of consciousness on an elevated scale. Because Aquarius is the humanitarian, we can see how if we are more human and we remain human and we link up and click up against the system, that we are more powerful than the system. Now, yes, this is an Aquarius new moon reading. This is an Aquarius new moon post, but I got to mention the fact that we have a Pisces stellium right now. Oh yes, in these readings, the cards going with the reading. We have a Pisces stellium right now, so we have the North Node is in Pisces, Venus is in Pisces, Saturn is in Pisces, and I'm drawing a blank. Neptune is in Pisces. It's been there for a while, but now we have all of this Piscean, Neptunian energy, which can be overwhelming depending upon where Pisces is in your chart. Lots of reality checks, lots of dismantling of old energy, ancient energy that, again, we say, oh, it's our tradition, or I inherited it, or it's just my status quo, it's my environment I grew up in. All of that being exiled, it being exposed, one, for the liar that it is, for the thief that it is. And I don't mean maybe a physical person stealing, but I mean allowing a wound or a segment in time to steal from you, from your future, to borrow from your future, because you're so afraid of what may come through or what may transpire if you just stop living inside of the box. This is going to be the deepest and most profound shift in consciousness that we have felt as a collective in our lifetime. So we already know that chaos precedes great change, and before anything can change and upgrade and expand, it can get a little bit insane before then. It can be uncomfortable. When you think about when someone first dies, if you've ever experienced someone dying in your life, that initial shock of them being dead, no matter if they were old and died from natural causes or something tragic happened to them, that initial shock of them being dead is almost debilitating. You almost can't think, see, breathe, move straight, because that person is gone. This is kind of what's happening now with the shift of humanity. We are being forced to let old systems die, let old relationships die, let old belief systems die, so that we can move into a new threshold of humanity, of being, of power. And a lot of times it has to be exposed and it has to be removed. Um, the evolution of consciousness and of people is here. If you have been a seer or a studier of history, or a occult practitioner, or anyone who's been in the catacombs of the universe and the earth, this is the time that we have been waiting for. If you are an 80s baby, this is the time that we incarnated for. That's why we came here. It's for this expansion and upgrade of the earth. Pisces is water, and it's the sign of delusion. Aquarius is humanitarian, and it is the sign of innovation and future expansion. And they are both showing us how we have to dismantle the illusions and the delusions and the outdated versions of the system, and showing us that if we remain interconnected with one another, how powerful we can be, and how we can move this machine forth. And we don't have to continue to be controlled or manipulated or experience waves of demise. Pisces is the age of I believe. So that's why, again, even with Jesus and the whole religious stuff, it's been going on for 2,000 years, not before then, but 2,000 years of I believe. I falsely believe what I see. But Aquarius is I know. And Aquarius knows because Aquarius is not from here. So Aquarius is the alien that is visiting Earth. So of course they have to learn how to maneuver through Earth, or people are going to be able to tell who they are. So you have to know your language. You have to know what you believe in. You have to know how to facilitate and exchange energy with these earthlings so that you don't get found out. That's the same with, instead of us blindly and falsely believing what our government gives us or what religion gives us or even what the people in our life give us, we now know what it is. It's been shattered. Their illusion has been shattered, and we are now able to see it freshly and clearly. Attraction is one of the first energies that comes out, and it's number 44. Higher vibrations of attraction, bringing in new modalities and outcomes associated with the old systems dying out and giving us the ability to allow some things to be higher magnetized, surrendering to it. It looks like this girl may be crying out for the rocks to fall on her if you may be religious, but this is also just surrendering to the powers that be, surrendering to the catalyst of change and shift. Pleasure, if it's costing you more than your attention, it's costing you too much. If it's costing you your pleasure, if you're not able to receive pleasure or um, discernment or confidence from it, it has to be removed. And again, you don't have to allow it to be removed. Pluto is going to get it up out of there. Saturn's been getting it out of there, assessing at a higher vantage point. A different trajectory point comes in with this Aquarius new moon. And now that, because we can see better, we can do better, we can move better, we know better, we can choose better. The information that maybe was once non-existent or non-apparent, or you just didn't want to receive it, you just did not want to allow it to process, is now unavoidable. This is again especially true in regards to relationships. I've been talking probably for a year and a half about how Pluto is going to completely dishevel your partnerships and friendships and business relationships, and people who you thought that you were going to end this world with, y'all are ending it right here on this road. Some will have big grandeur breakups and blowouts, and others will have, we just came to a fork in the road and we realized that we no longer needed to accompany one another and nothing was said. There's a complete removal of an energy that has been on the earth for a long while, but in that same breath, there's a complete birthing of an energy that we've never experienced on the earth. So, give yourself grace. Man and the Magician, or Magician in the Mirror. Y'all, I can't read. Magician and the Mirror. You're the alchemist. Your life is in your hands. The power is in your hands. Yeah, you can look at what's going on with the government and with your president and with everything else and be scared, or you can become empowered. I'm telling you right now, all of those conspiracy theories and the people who you have maybe condemned and stoned for years for trying to tell you not to believe in your government and to, dissolve some other plan or remedy for yourself, they are the ones who are ahead right now because they're not being influenced by what's happening on their TV. They're not being influenced by what's happening on their phone. Instead, they're laughing because they saw this coming a mile away. So instead of getting afraid, become the magician, become the alchemist. You're an alchemist anyway. You're alchemizing every day. You need to be intentional about what you are alchemizing. Again, this Aquarius new moon is the best time to sow those seeds that you want to eat from. And I mean, you can even be eating from these seeds for the next 20 years, but you have to be bold enough to do it. You have to be empowered enough to do so. Stop giving yourself anxiety about what's going on in this new quote system, this new world order, quote unquote. Again, if you've been paying any attention to the way that the world is moving for the last decade, 5 years, we'll say 5 years. We'll take the decade off of it. For the last 5 years, nothing about what's happening right now should be giving you anxiety. Everything should be giving you a backbone. Everything should be giving you a safe haven. Being delusional enough to create a web around your own world about what you wish to see and not being falsely inspired by what is going on. Psalm 1 1. I am rooted like the tree near the water. Therefore, I will never be non-prosperous, and I will not be affected by the ways of the wicked world. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Abraham Hicks, so focus on good things. Why are you giving your attention to things that increase your anxiety, cortisol levels, messing with your skin, messing with your weight? You've been wondering why your manifestations aren't taking, but it's because you're trying to manifest based off of a physical paradigm, and you need to be manifesting off of a spiritual paradigm. It's dying out. It's old news. Get more implemented in preventative medicine, spirituality, knowing what works for you, not just believing what works for you. Because a belief is something that they have told you over and over again, or that you have told yourself over and over again. And a lot of times that belief is what's leading to your anxiety. It's time for a new strategy. Strategize, plot, plan, think. Come March, we are going to have a buttload of Aries energy that shifts in. Neptune's going to move into Aries. Saturn's going to briefly move into Aries, but that won't be until May. But the nodes are completely shifting out of Aries when we have that last Aries new moon eclipse in March. It's time for a new strategy. Aries, first sign of the zodiac, first sign of the zodiac wheel. Even if you are a Scorpio rising, you still have that Aries energy because Aries rules the first house. Aries is the head, the neck, thinking above the situation, outside of the situation. It's time to strategize. The reason why the TikTok community, or the people who are thriving on TikTok, are working is because their strategy does not look like the strategy of a 9-to-5. Their strategy does not look like the strategy of a person who lives with an impoverished mindset. And even if they started with an impoverished mindset, because their strategy was so outside of the box, it worked them into a place of comfortability. New strategy. Thinking with your mind. Victory. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Get ready to win. Get ready to win. After the assessment, after the strategy, after the encouragement, reconfirmation that you are the one. They sent you. Your ancestors are waiting for you. God is waiting for you. God gave you everything that you needed to achieve whatever it is you were trying to attain here on earth. Because y'all came up with that in the Akashic Records before you even got here. Okay, well, when I get there, I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to be a healer. I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to be a reader. I'm going to be a dancer. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to be whatever it was. You and the Most High, your ancestors and spirit team, y'all already had devised that plan before you got here. So then God was like, bet, keep the party going. This is what you're going to need in order for that to happen. A lot of times, the pain is exactly the reason why you had to go through it. And so you could get to the power, so you could get to the pleasure. All of that was talked about before you even got here. And now God is telling you under the Aquarius new moon, if you don't know, now you know. And if you don't move now, then you're going to be waiting forever because I can't do anything else to assist you. The world affecting the fixed signs. Pluto and Aquarius, fixed sign. Leo, fixed sign. Taurus, Scorpio, fixed sign. New moon, fixed sign. The world is changing. The world is going to look different. If you listen to my year 9 recording, or if you're on Patreon, I've been talking about for the last, 8 or 9 months about how the world is changing. AI is going to influence the world. Yes, you may be an 80s baby and we were raised not to trust AI. John Connor did a real good job on this, but you're going to have to figure out how to use AI where you are headed. Aquarius, technology, communication. Uranus is going to move into Gemini soon, and it's going to be all about communication and the future of communication and how you can allow technology to influence you. Leo placements, y'all stand to activating your weirdness as well as the Aquarius placements do at this time, because that's what's going to help your sun shine and illuminate you even more. Taurus, Uranus is still in your sign, but it's been there for about 8 years. So now you know what you need to do to iron out your future endeavors and investments without being too lazy or too hoarding of the resource. And Scorpio, it's always about you, baby. It is always about you. You are the alchemist. Stop crying. Stop licking your wounds. Stop crying over spilled milk. Stop looking backwards and look forthward so you can change your world. Aquarius is the star. I'm done. I'm done. I love it. It's the maintaining of balance of keeping your sanity. So you want to be in the know of what's going on in the world, but you want to be in your power more. You want to vaguely know what they are lying about in the headlines, but then you want to stay in your power. You want to realize that you are a human and you came here in a human skin suit to live a human life. So as a human, you will do what humans do, but then you will stay in your God-like power. God created you in the image of them. That's what it's saying in Genesis. Created in our image. So therefore created in the image of the masculine and feminine, the divine masculine and feminine, the omnipotent, the omnipresent power. You are here, there, and everywhere. Everything is always working out for you. Before you walk into the room, it was working out for you. Realize that you are a star. You are a star. I talked about that a little bit on the TikTok post that I made on Sunday. Everybody wants to be famous. TikTok allows everybody to be the star of your own world. You get to have the victory of your own world if you get into your own circumference and stop being so falsely influenced or trying to be validated by people who are not you. Knight of Pentacles with this Mercury in Capricorn. It changes out, I believe, February 14th or February 4th and goes into Aquarius. But the seeds that you are sowing now will not be penetratable. They will not be removable. But you might have to move to change your position, to change the position of the sunlight you're receiving in order for your seed to grow. And you got to have faith in it before anybody can have faith in it. Got to be the death of some things. The ending, the conclusion. Step on over them. So what? So what they crying and complaining? Step on over them. This is all for the greater good. Old systems must die in order for you to win. Old systems must die in order for you to build a new legacy. This concludes the collective message. Patreon. I will see y'all later for individual Aquarius new moon sessions. Holla back.